This is a podcast by the Straits Times.
Hello and welcome to Pop Vultures, a pop culture podcast by the Straits Times. My name is Jen Lee and I'm joined by Yo Sam Joe.
Hello.
Today we are talking about something a little bit juicy.
Scandal.
Yes, scandals, but not the same one, not like the one that we talked about, the sex scandals involving Seungri and Michael Jackson that we talked about.
Right, we're talking about extramarital affairs,
Yes.
particularly with celebrities and celebrities who cheat on their spouses, okay?
Yes, celebrities caught cheating,
Right.
basically. Yes.
Being catch is like, caught is the operative word here.
Yes, they are caught cheating because maybe a lot of them cheated and we don't know,
Right.
So why are we talking about this today? Because
Of Andy Hui
and
cheating
Sammi
on
Cheng.
Sammi Cheng.
Oh, Sammi
And
Cheng.
Jen has been writing many stories on this scandal in the past week. So yeah, tell us why is it such big news,
Oh man, Sammi Cheng, I feel so bad for her. Okay, so it's very big news. It's multi-pronged, right? Several reasons why it's so big. First is because Andy Hui and Sammi Cheng have had a very dramatic romance. They have been together for 28 years. So,
Wow.
Yeah, that's
that's older than you.
that's
longer
actually-
than you have been alive.
that is I think only 2 years less than the woman that he cheated on. Like the woman is 30 or 31. So
Oh, okay. I thought you
yeah.
were going to say 2 years younger than me. But you
But
don't have to tell
anyway-
everyone my age, Jen. You keep revealing my age.
Okay, anyway, so it's because they have a very dramatic love affair. So in between, right, they were separated for like 7 years and then they got back together. So when they got back together, everybody was like, this is like a fairy tale romance.
right.
Yeah, like reconciliation,
And-
reunited and it
feels so
good.
good. But
Something
then,
along those lines.
he
cheated.
plot twist.
Yes, so people are very upset with him. And also because Sammi Cheng is really a huge star. Like, she's a huge, not just in Canto Pop, like just throughout Mendo Pop, she's a heavenly queen, Tian Ho,
Right.
So she's a really huge star and people care a lot about her life. And she has a very high standing in Hong Kong, I think. So people care a lot about whether she's happy. So when he did this thing, Hong Kongers were really upset. And also because everybody involved is a celebrity. So Andy Hui cheated on Sammi Cheng. Andy Hui is a singer. Sammi Cheng is a superstar.
Right.
He cheated on her with Jacqueline Wong, who is a former Miss Hong Kong or something, and also a TVB actress.
Okay.
Jacqueline Wong is also attached to TVB actor Kenneth Ma. So
Oh my
everyone
God,
involved
everyone's
is
been
a
cheating.
celeb.
Yeah, this is like some love rectangle.
Love sort of.
Could be a
yes.
pentagon, we
Yes,
don't know yet.
Rectangle.
Maybe.
And also because there's videographic proof.
Oh man.
I mean, usually you get pepped going in and out of a hotel. Maybe you get pepped sitting in a car together. But
Right.
this is like full-on 16-minute video of them making out heavily in the back of a cab.
Right, and then telling a taxi driver
To go to one
Go
place.
to one location with
And
the
then
hand
getting
on
off
the
the
lap.
cab together.
Ooh, ow.
Like a lot of smooching. So
Right.
no way out. There was
Yeah.
no way out.
Sorry, we
Yeah.
sound excited, but actually we're more like this is just such. I mean, it's gossip and tabloid news at the end
Yes,
of the day.
yes.
But obviously, I don't think we're very happy for the people who are involved,
No,
lah.
no.
These
I'm
are
very-
lives ruined.
Yeah, I'm very sad for Sammi Cheng, who has since come out to say that she will forgive Andy Hui. Because Sammi Cheng has had a history of depression, so I think a lot of people are worried whether this might trigger her again. And oh my God, Sammi has gone through a lot. I just want her to be happy.
Like, you just want her to be happy. You don't really care about Andy, do you?
I mean,
at this point?
seriously, that guy.
At this point.
Nope, not thinking about him.
Okay, so
Yes.
today obviously we are using this as a news pack, and we're going to talk about not just Andy and
Yes.
Sammi, but other celebrities as well. Okay, we're going to talk about
Some famous cases.
Okay, and we're also going to talk about what celebrities do in order to recover from such cases after they get caught.
Yeah.
How do they damage
Yes.
control?
Damage
so to
control
speak?
their image, yes.
Yeah.
And also then we're going to talk about who the real victims of these cheating scandals are, and just like our overall thoughts, I think, on
Yeah.
infidelity and celebrity cheating scandals.
Okay, Jen,
So
I'm ready.
let's-
Let's spill the tea. Let's go.
Yes, let's spill the tea while you drink it. Okay.
I need my tea.
Yes.
All
So
right.
I think firstly, let's talk about famous cases. I'm more familiar with the East, like the Asian entertainment. So
Sure, so
there's
who
a
else has
lot.
cheated?
There's a lot, guys. Cheating is very common. So most famously, Jackie Chan, father a love child.
Right.
Yes, father a love child with Elaine Ng, Wu Qi Li.
Right.
His love child is Etta Ng, who he has never really acknowledged. And Etta Ng is now actually a lesbian and married her girlfriend, Andy Hui.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, she married her
Wow.
girlfriend.
Good for her. But she's
but she's
never
like-
been acknowledged by Jackie Chan.
Like, not very explicitly, and from
Okay.
what I can gather, he's never met her, apparently. He has also never given her any financial help,
Right.
and she is also apparently not included in his will, which is huge because Jackie Chan's will is...
How do people even find out these things? Like, what's in Jackie Chan's will? But
Yeah.
anyway,
But
celebrities.
apparently
What do we
he
know?
has decided not to give them anything lah.
Right.
That's what Etta Ng's mother, the woman that he cheated on, came out to say.
Right.
Jackie Chan, by the way, his wife forgave him. Yeah.
Right. Same as, closer to home, Jack Neo.
Neo. It was
Yeah.
in 2010, so Jack Neo got caught cheating with a model that appeared in one of his films. His wife also forgave him. In China, there's Wen Zhang. So Wen Zhang is married to Ma Yili. Ma Yili is like older than him, and apparently they also had this like very ideal type looking marriage where like, he's very sweet to her and everything, but he was caught cheating on her with another actress. He apologized. She gave him another chance. Then there's Jay Chou.
Oh my God, Cho
Jay
Tie
Chou
Lun.
was not married. Jay Chou was together with Jolene Tsai
Right.
for years and years. Like, I honestly still think, this is a sidebar, but I honestly still think that Jay Chou made the best music when he was with Jolene Tsai. I'm
We
sorry.
can dedicate another episode to that if you so wish.
Okay.
Right?
But
Okay, let us know if you guys
yes.
want a J Cho episode because Jen has been hounding me for it. Maybe
yes,
we'll
the
do
Jay
it.
Chou episode.
Okay.
Yes, he got a lot of like moments. But anyway,
Okay.
he was caught cheating. He was pepped behaving intimately with newscaster Patty Ho in Japan. And Jolene Tsai years later on revealed that she was still with him when it happened. So she didn't know until she saw the papers.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh,
Then
that's
the
rough.
West.
That's rough, right? And then the West, I mean, like in recent memory, one of the most famous examples, Jay-Z and Beyonce. Like, let's not
Beyonce!
forget that. How can you do that to
Lemonade.
Beyonce? No, like why do all the husbands do it to like all these heavenly queens of pop?
Yeah,
You
I'm
know what
sorry.
I mean?
And Jay-Z, can you look at your own face? Hello.
Ooh, yeah.
Jay-Z is not hot enough to cheat on Beyonce. Can we all agree?
But Jay-Z has a history of being a player, so let's just put it that way. In fact, when they first got married, people were already saying, oh, really, is he gonna, stray or not? Eventually, he apparently did, but you know what? We got a lot of music out of that.
Yes,
And
Lemonade.
we can-
A lot of music out of it.
We'll
And
talk
then,
about that later. And
yes.
of course,
And of course, Jay-Z got attacked by Solange.
in the lift. Let's not forget, after a Met Gala after party, there was this CCTV footage that was released, and it was like, why is Solange like just
Lunging
lunging
at
at
him.
Jay-Z?
Yes.
And then we find out, oh, it was, she was feeling like she was taking revenge on behalf of her sister, basically.
Yes. Of course, Prince Charles.
Prince Charles,
Cheated on Diana with Camilla, who is now his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton and Hillary with
the blue
Monica
dress.
Lewinsky. That we'll talk more about Monica Lewinsky later. She's very important. Tiger Woods.
Ugh,
Okay. Yeah.
And then Brangelina, Brad Pitt.
Yeah. that's-
Cheated on Jennifer Aniston. And of course, let's not forget women also cheat.
Mm.
We are looking at Kristen Stewart, cheated on Robert Pattinson, her boyfriend.
Right.
Annie Yi Nenjing cheated on Harlem Yu
Right.
with Victor Huang, also another actor.
Right.
In China, Wang Baoqiang, his wife cheated on him with his manager, so that's tough.
It goes both ways, basically. Like,
Yes.
is it human nature?
Firstly,
see.
I think let's discuss
see.
how celebrities recover from these
Right.
scandals,
So
right?
after the fallout, what
Yes,
happens?
yes.
When it's exposed, when they're caught red-handed, and the press goes like wild with it, goes to town with it. What
How
do we
do they handle it, right?
Yeah. If say you were a celebrity, how would you handle
I
it?
think, well, I don't know how I would handle it if I was a celebrity, but I honestly think that there is quite a fairly established roadmap to recovery in these cases. I think in Asia, a lot of the cases, if you are caught with, so there are differing like circumstances, right? But if you are caught with hard evidence, like the Andy Hui one, first thing you do, come out, apologize, say you're sorry. So you admit it, you acknowledge your wrongdoing. Usually it's a press conference. Sometimes it might be a written statement. They just come out and say, yep, I cheated, I'm sorry. And then if there is no hard evidence though, like in the case of David Beckham,
Right.
he was accused of cheating by several women who came out to say that they were his mistress. But there was never any real like photos or like videos or anything. So he just deny lah.
Right.
And him and
And Posh stuck by him all the way.
Yeah, stuck by him all the way.
Now they present this very, this
Marital
image of a
bliss,
very, very
yeah.
happy family. Yeah.
So that's another thing. Celebrities tend to recover a lot better if their spouse decides to forgive them.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So in the case of like Jack Neo, Jackie Chan, even like right now Andy Hui, and we're looking at like Jay-Z, Beyonce, all of them got their spouse forgiveness, which like tends, I think it, in the sense the public doesn't feel like if the spouse forgives the cheating person, then the public is a little bit like, well,
then who are we to judge?
yeah, who are we to
right?
say we hate you because you kind of already got forgiven by the
Right.
only person who should have the right to forgive you,
Right.
lah.
And when you say recover well, you mean like their careers, right? Like their
their
careers are
careers.
still successful after that.
Yes.
The public hasn't, public opinion might turn against them for a while, but then they kind of earn back that trust
The
again.
trust,
right? Is that what you're
yes.
saying? Right.
Yes. It's this idea like the spousal solidarity, right? Like when your wife is standing next to you and saying, I forgive him, which leads us to our Jack Neo sidebar. If you don't remember, this happened in 2010. It was I think a few days after he got accused of cheating on his wife. Him and his wife came out to do a press conference. It was very, very tearful.
Right.
He cried and she cried while talking. And the press, like the shutters were going off. It was just like flash, 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 flash. And you can tell she was so overwhelmed. And she just started bawling in the middle of a speech. And when she left to get up, she fainted for a bit, which gave us the eternal Samjo go,
走开，走，你走，走开，走。
yes, it gave us the eternal. So firstly, Jack Neo screamed for the press to go away, to leave them alone. And then Jack Neo's good friend and late Ge Thai veteran, rest in peace, Anand.
Anand 哥.
Yes, Anand came out, jumped out and told the press to leave them alone. It was like, 走, 走, 走. And it's like became a classic.
Yeah.
It really like became a classic moment.
He basically told everyone to like get lost,
Yeah.
And Jack Neo's wife had to endure that kind of humiliation. I don't know why I don't know why they made the
Agreed,
decision to put her in front of
Yes.
in front of such scrutiny, especially when she didn't do anything wrong.
Exactly.
Why does she have to be answerable? It was rough for her, and it was also rough for us to watch her. Like
Yes, definitely.
Our hearts just went out to her,
I think that was the point where I really felt like I have such a low opinion of Jack Neo. You should not have put your wife out in front of the public like that. You know that she is not a celebrity because she is not. She's like a housewife.
Right.
She's never been in the industry. So you know that she's not a celebrity and you subject her to such pressure, right? And that was the point. I was like, nope, that was a very, very bad decision, PR or otherwise, on your part, and you shouldn't have done it.
So what they did was one tactic, right, where they just confronted it head on,
Yeah.
like braved the storm in front of the press and everything. Another tactic is to
Lie low.
lie low, just keep it quiet.
Keep it super quiet.
Yeah.
Then like maybe come out at some events with your spouse and look very happy.
Yeah, like many
Yeah.
years later. A lot of the Hollywood stars tend to do this.
Yes.
More so than the Asian
More
stars.
so than the Asian stars. Like even the Jay-Z one, it was very like lie low. They didn't really talk about it until post-affair. So this is another one, right? The
Right.
post-affairs interviews. So Jay-Z came out to give an interview to NYT, the New York Times, where he admitted that he had some issues with infidelity in his marriage, and then he also talked about it when he went on CNN, and then they talked very openly about how they worked through their marital issues with music,
Right.
and then gave us amazing music,
Right,
in
and
the
I think
process.
they addressed it less in interviews and more in the music, like
Yes,
Beyonce
yes.
with her Lemonade album, and then
Back
Jay-Z with
Back
his
with the
album.
Good Hair.
Back with the Good Hair, exactly. So we do notice this a bit of a difference, right?
Yes,
In
a bit of a
Asia, they like
difference.
to just
Confront
go for
and
it.
head on, yes.
And then hopefully it dies down
Yes.
after that.
And then the Hollywood stars tend to not so much do the confront. They rarely do a press conference. So it's usually like via speech or via like reported speech or statements.
And I think it also has to do with the fact that paparazzi in
Asia.
the West, right, is very noisy. That always a
messy.
lot of like, oh,
A
this
lot of
person
fake
did this.
news.
A lot of fake news.
Yeah, yeah.
In fact, they were one of the OG purveyors of fake news, I would
Yes,
say.
yes, yeah.
I feel like celebrities do kind of like get away with it sometimes. They just let it like slide and let people say report whatever they want to report, and then we don't address it. We can neither confirm nor deny, and then it just
Yeah.
ends up as speculation, and that's all it is,
Now, if you are enjoying this episode of Pop Vultures so far, do find us on the Straits Times podcast channels, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify. Like and rate us and subscribe to us, okay?
And don't forget to watch our video on YouTube.
Yes, don't forget to check out our video on YouTube. So, back to our show. This week we are talking about Celebs Caught Cheating.
Scandal.
So, another point that I think we all want to talk about is who the real victims are in the cases of like big cheating scandals.
Right. Obviously, the spouse who has been cheated on is a huge
Yes.
victim, but
Yes, it's
there
a
are
victim.
other victims in the process, right?
Yes. For example, I think one of the most famous cases is Bill Clinton, who cheated on his wife Hillary Clinton with a White House intern Monica Lewinsky.
Right.
It's been like over 20 years, I think. It's been about 20 years. And I think we, as a public, have slowly come to realize the amount of shame that we piled upon Monica Lewinsky, who was then like maybe 22. It's insane. Like, sexual jokes were made about her on every single late night TV, in particular Jay Leno.
Right.
It makes so many jokes about her. People like dox her, like, put her out there. She was the subject of so much paparazzi scrutiny, and her life was ruined. It
Right.
truly was ruined. So yes, she did something wrong. She shouldn't have gotten involved with a married man, and much less the president of the United States at the time.
Right.
But the amount of things that she went through, the public shaming, that was crazy.
Yeah. It's sexism, like, at the end of the
It's
day, right? Like,
sexism,
you tend to. I mean, it's obviously the guy who's straying from his marriage, but
Yes.
you tend to look at the third party, the woman, and then go like, oh, she's like,
She's a
a
snatcher,
she's
she's a
a
slut.
home wrecker,
Yeah,
she's
things
a
like
slut,
that.
she's a 小三, they say,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
in Mandarin they would say that, or what else?
Just
贱人,
yeah,
like, all
things
these
like
things,
that.
all
Yeah,
very,
yeah.
very nasty terms to talk about the
狐狸精,
woman.
yeah.
Fox spirit, exactly, to talk about the woman. But it takes two hands to clap, right? And who is the one who cheated on their marriage? It was the guy.
man.
It
The
wasn't
guy
the woman.
It was the man
It wa-
who went back on his vows, basically. And then another one we talk about is kids. I mean, God,
Right.
kids are the most innocent. When kids get involved, sometimes it's the kids they have with the spouse, sometimes it's the love child. Like in the case of Jackie Chan, Etta Ng. My God, Etta Ng's entire life, she has been hounded. Like, people have taken steps to to monitor her every move, like
Right.
once she was born. And she's talked about this openly. I think I saw in an interview that she did recently where she said it was really weird because when I was born, everyone knew who I was. I didn't even know who I was, and everyone was following every move I made to see how it turned out. And
Right.
people thought I had a relationship with my dad, so everyone kept saying she's a rich girl. So it turns out that she actually did not have a relationship with Jackie Chan and was raised by her mother. And her mother, it's just like a lot of things. She gets married. She turns out to be a lesbian. She has issues with her mom. All of that was in front of like the Hong Kong press, and she was basically, her life has been dissected, and she's only 20. She didn't
Yeah.
ask to be a love child. She didn't ask to be the child that was born out of Jackie Chan's
Wedlock.
infidelity.
Right. So what do you think of, just like cheating as a whole? I mean, when it comes to cheating, it's not something that just afflicts celebrities, of course. Like, it happens around us. I'm sure we also know people who have had troubled marriages and everything. So what do you think?
I mean, I think as a person who works in the media, as a journalist, I find it very fascinating to see how crises like that are dealt with. Like how celebrities deal with the fallout of infidelity, deal with their image being ruined. And it does have a little bit to do with what the celebrities perceived as before the cheating scandal. So if you were kind of looked at as a little bit of a bad boy, you were a rocker, then people are not as, harsh on you. But if you had a very clean image, like say if one day Tom Hanks cheats, which I don't think he has, I hope he hasn't, but say if one day Tom Hanks, with a very like positive image, he cheats, I think the backlash should be a lot stronger. So I think it's always very interesting to see how celebrities like reconcile their image with what they have done. And I like to see, like as a media person, I love to see how they handle that using the press, using certain words, or using certain tactics or strategies. I find that very fascinating.
But it's almost like a game, isn't it?
It's almost like a game.
It's
It's
a
almost like a
sport.
game. You
Yeah.
manipulate the press. You say certain things. You
Right.
say them at certain times. So
Yeah.
like Angelina Jolie coming out to talk about how she fell in love with Brad Pitt on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith after it was filmed. After she had gotten together with him and had children with him. So the timings that they decide to do these things, and the things that they do, even the clothes that they wear. Jennifer Garner chose to go very classy. She didn't like bare her body or anything after her divorce got announced.
Right.
She tried to go a very, I'm hurt, but I'm also very beautiful and classy kind of route.
Right.
So that kind of things, it's all very fascinating to me. As for cheating itself,
Yeah.
I think we all know that it's wrong. But again, a marriage is between two people, so who are outsiders to judge?
If you're going to commit to someone and you're going to like say in your wedding vows, like, till
Forsake
death,
all others.
Yeah, till death do us part. Then then do that. But of course it's easy for us to say we are not married.
We are not married.
We've
have never
been married. Yeah, we could explore that sometime. But I mean, not you and me.
Not between us.
Not us. Yeah.
But again,
but we are single and looking. So like, hey, PSA. But what I want to talk about marriage is this other thing. Like, I know society has set up this institution of marriage and everything as sacred and all, right? But I just want to get to the root of it. Like, people say, oh yeah, when people cheat, yeah, that's human nature and everything. But I just wonder, like, are we meant to be monogamous as a species? Like, like, are we?
Wow.
I don't know. That's going deep into the biological, evolutionary.
I mean, I have thought
science of
about
it.
that as well. I mean, monogamy is a fairly new concept, in human history. So you have to wonder, are we meant to be with one person for the rest of our lives?
And I wonder, and I know that, some, since we're talking about celebrities, some celebrities and some people have made arrangements such that they don't have to subscribe to this idea of monogamy even when they're in a marriage. So like, look at comedian actress Monique, for example. She and her husband are in a very open relationship, and other people also subscribe to like polyamorous relationships. So anyway, we're not advocating anything here, ladies and gentlemen.
It's just that there are different arrangements for different people. And again, marriage is between the two of them.
Right, and do what's right for you guys, but just don't do wrong by each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, and if you have any thoughts on the Andy Hui, Sammi Cheng cheating scandal, or if you have any ideas on what we should cover, like the J-Cho one that I've been pushing for, then you can email us at podcast@sph.com.sg, or you can email me, jenlee@sph.com.sg,
or me at yosamjo@sph.com.sg.
Yep, just give us your ideas there, okay? So again, follow us on all the channels that we are on, wherever you get your podcast from. And I think that's your dose of pop culture for this week.
She was Jen.
And he was Sam Joe.
And we are
Pop Vultures. Thank you for listening.
That was an SPH podcast. Find us on iTunes, Google Podcasts, and streaming on Google Home. Do send your feedback to podcast@sph.com.sg. You can also check out more podcasts on various topics at straitstimes.com and bt.sg.